In other news, transport officials explaining a ban on liquids inside trains and stations in Metro Manila. In a statement, the Department of Transportation says it's just trying to prevent substances that can be used to create a liquid bomb from entering the mass transport hubs. This comes in the wake of an attack at a church in Jolo last month that left dozens of people dead.
Now, these substances include an oily and clear liquid called nitroglycerin. The Transport Department said you can easily hide these inside opaque lotion or shampoo bottles, but the agency clarifies these are certain liquids that passengers can bring to the trains and stations provided they are approved by security personnel.
Take a look at your screens right now. We are flashing the list of liquids that train commuters can bring. These include milk or water for a baby or small child that a passenger is traveling with, as well as liquid items like water, juices, and gels for passengers with disabilities.
The list also includes all prescription and over-the-counter medication, life support, and life-sustaining liquids such as bone marrow, blood products, and transplant organs. I don't think I'd be taking the MRT if I was moving that. But anyway, if you are, you can bring those on, as well as items used to augment body, whether for medical or cosmetic reasons, such as mastectomy products, prosthetics, breast bras, or shells containing gels, saline solutions, or other liquids.
How would they check for that? But anyway.
I'll volunteer. Sorry. The DOTr says passengers can get back their confiscated items like water bottles, provided they show proper identification to station supervisors.
Oh, that was a long list.
Right.
That was a long list.
Okay, well, let's talk to someone about it. We're now going to talk to MRT Director for Operations, Michael Kapati. Good morning, sir. Thank you for taking our call.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, so, sir, the public has been asking a lot of questions about this, and in the graphics that we showed earlier, it stated that liquids like water, juice, gels, those are allowed for passengers with disability. So, ang ibig sabihin ba po nito that is that if a passenger doesn't have a disability, he is not allowed to enter the train or the station with those liquids?
They are allowed to enter, provided they have to leave the bottles behind, yeah.
I think the question was for where the people who without the disabilities. We're talking mostly about the disruption, because they'd have to go into a separate line. How would be prepared for that?
Well, for now, in all stations, nagdagdag kami ng security details in order to expedite the flow of passengers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually, I think, the actual personnel that are stopping people that people are worried about. But of course, this is a security measure. Is there a limit on the size, or like an airport standard, or is there a required size or bottle or container that will or will not be allowed? Let's say a bottle of cologne, 50 milliliters, but it's not full, for example. It's just half empty. I mean, I and Andre travel with cologne all the time. How about that? Is that allowed?
Yes.
Will that be confiscated?
For the bottle of water, we're not allowed, regardless of the size.
Okay.
Okay, what about perfumes? Half bottles of perfumes?
Yes, the perfume, I think, just like what the airport are doing, we just make sure that the securities will just check whether it's really a perfume. Probably they will test it, or if they find it not allowable, they will ask the passengers to leave it or get it back.
But the size? The size, is it, I mean, like in an airport, I think it's 30 or 50 mil
There's
under?
There's no specific size.
So a vial of...
Sir, this is Christine Jacobson-Diaz also.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, good morning. Is there also like a specific, you know, as we say, it's quite confusing. Some is allowed, some is not allowed. Do we have like a set rules maybe at the MRT stations wherein people, you know...
Yeah, like in an airport, for example, we put them in a little bag, right, with the 50 millimeters, and that anything under that is allowed. It just goes through.
Yeah,
and I think that's what we're getting at.
With regards to the sizes, we're putting up an IRR on that.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of confusions already brought about by this. But we really request for the patience of the riding public, considering that the threat and the security is really quite high nowadays.
Mr. Kapati, go ahead. Mr. Kapati, hello. Andre Felix here. Good morning.
Yes,
May mga nakalagay ba na signs, sir, dun sa stations?
Oh, what?
We do, yeah.
Na hindi pwede?
We're also preparing some information dissemination as far as the issue is concerned.
Sir Kapati, pag na-confiscate tong mga items na to, yung mga pasahero ba, can they have it back? Is there like a baggage area claim that they can go back to and get their items?
Yes, they do. They can get
At
it
their
back.
origin, of course.
Yeah, you'll have to go back to the origin.
Yes, you have to go back to the
does-
origin.
Yeah, you have to go back to the station kung saan naiwan yung
Wherever you
So, I guess it would be best to just, if you do leave something, it would not have to be anything of value na pwede mo na lang iwanan
something
dyan at
you can
hindi mo na
part with,
kailangan
oo.
balikan, di ba?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sir, another question. So obviously this is going to take more time for all the commuters. As a message to the public, how much more time would they need to allot during their daily commute so that, you know, they can get to work on time and still go through these security screenings?
Well, right now, at an average, they're taking at least a minute or two. But of course, they have to probably set aside additional 10-15 minutes for that because of the volume of people. That's only during peak hours.
May I ask?
But again, it's more of the security. I think that's the main issue right now. We would rather be tight in the security rather than, you know, something went wrong. Remember, we have around 1,000 plus passengers in every train coach that we have in every train set. So that's the thing that the secretary wanted, to make sure that we'll be providing enough security and check up on that area.
May I ask quickly, just how much information or how much lead time did you give people for this before it was, I guess, sprung on them? Were you able to give them enough lead time to warn them that next week, the week after, or was there any?
Yeah, we do.
How long was that?
In fact, if
lead time.
the security threat will be somewhat minimized already, we can go back to the original rules that we will allow people.
Okay.
Sir, maraming salamat ulit for taking our call. Thank you. MRT
Yeah,
Director
thank you.
for Operations, Mr. Michael Kapati.